in here like sardines. Yeah, you see all our stuff?
Oh yeah.
Because our filming stuff pretty much takes up all the space, but then we still have to like have our own stuff. So, but we got it. We're good. So here we are at our first spot. We're gonna film. It's kind of exciting because I was here like 5 or 6 weeks ago with my family to scout, and of course it looked different. It was earlier in the year. And yeah, they're getting ready to get all our gear out and figure out what we end up liking. So we'll see. I was thinking, yeah, where this bush is, see that yellow? If we could have that in the foreground, wouldn't that be nice? If I'm like kind of right in front of it, maybe. So I don't know. We'll see. There she is, all ready to go. We got a brand new 10-inch. This is a monitor. Screen. Yeah, because it's really hard to see, especially when it's sunny. Like you can't even see here because it's so sunny in the screen. Like to see what we're seeing. So this is so that we can tell a lot more like what's actually in the video. And she's loving it, so that's good. And he's getting ready here with the stability ball. Oh, you see these? Are you happy?
Yeah. I'm more using my teeth.
Those are for getting the thing out of the ball to deflate it, but it's like really hard to get out without that, so they've almost broke their teeth doing that.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, it's coming out.
We just finished filming 2 workouts actually. One real one and one kind of easy one. What did you guys think?
Not so bad.
Yeah.
Really hot. But
It was really hot. Do you see how she's just nestled in here? Just like, yep, you ain't going anywhere. Means we can get in a car accident safely. He's just hanging out on the road there. We're gonna see if we can film here. It's hard to frame. The human eye just sees so much more than a camera can. So like sometimes you see something and with your eyes it just looks like perfectly amazing, and actually in here it looks pretty darn nice too. But for some reason with this we're having trouble.
The backpack.
We are all done. We finished our workouts, so we're putting everything away. It went so good. We were like super exhausted, but anyway, we just finished shooting here and it turned out lovely. And I don't know what happened to our little buddy. There was a mule over here working out with us for a while, but he disappeared. Now I'm almost done. I actually still have to do the B-roll, which I'll show you guys really quick. It's this camera there. I have to carry that around now and do all it's called B-roll. It's basically all the nature footage that you guys will see in the workouts, you know, just for when we need a little downtime for you guys to get into your next position or exercise. So I'm gonna go explore a little and get some of that nature footage now, but then we will be done and go check into our Airbnb. No, don't go down. It was hotter than that. We're done. It's cooling off. Hey you guys, we are done filming for our first filming trip day. I got up at 5 in the morning. I know lots of people do that, not like woohoo me or anything, but it was just a long day. I woke up at 5 because I had to be ready to film when we left because we were gonna just drive straight to our spot and film. Left at 7. We got to the place we were gonna film at 10:45 in the morning. We started setting up and filming. We worked straight through and filmed technically 3 workouts. One's like a short one, so it's kind of like 2.5. So we did that. I did that and all the B-roll, you know, all the nature shots, and we finished at 5 p.m. And then now we've come back to our cute little Airbnb here. I just want to show you guys like the river. There's a little river here. Do you see that? What? Right here out the front door. And this is a really inexpensive, it's a tiny little place, like really tiny, and really inexpensive because, you know, bootstrapping this whole thing. But it's such a beautiful setting. So I'm so happy to have taken a shower because it was literally at least a 95 degrees all day out there. And we're at about, the elevation we're at is at about 4,500 feet, 4,500. So for those of you who live more at sea level, the sun is much more intense when you go up in elevation. So like you get a sunburn like way faster, and it just feels different. It's like the heat feels just hotter, and it's just, you tan really quick. But when you're in the sun from 10:45 to 5 p.m. straight, it's a lot of sun, and it was really hot. My son makes me these little electrolyte waters. We have our own little recipe we do. And so I was thinking it was going to be like a cool week over here. And I'm going to just come over here so you can see something cooler while I'm talking. Yeah, so I didn't have him pack as many waters for the 3 days that we're going to be shooting because I'm like, oh, it's going to be a little cooler. It'll be fine. And I was like, oh my goodness, this was the time I should have had him pack like way more than usual. I only had him pack like 12 for the 3 of us for 3 days. And I drank like 5 of them today. And it was good because it was just so hot and we were sweating so much that I think I would have gotten sick if I hadn't drinking those, but they really helped. So anyways, that's where we're at. I'm about to have some dinner soon and just really take a chill pill and relax. But you can just see all the pretty little landscaping here, and they're kind of working on it. There's like a pond over there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll show it to you later. But anyway, that's our little update. But our first day went really well. I don't know how I'm gonna feel tomorrow for filming for a second day, but we don't have to start as early. We can sleep in a little bit. We don't need to leave here until maybe like 10 in the morning. So it should be a little better. I think you can actually see in here. I am a little sunburnt. And I did put some sunscreen on, especially like on my face a couple times. And I got like this, my scalp was getting burned. Does that, because usually I wear a hat when I'm out hiking and stuff, but for the workouts, I can't do that. So I was getting a sunburn, like where my part is when I've been filming this summer. And it would feel really tender in the shower. And I'm like, that's not good, So I didn't know what to do about it. But then one of my videographer assistants, she's like, oh, my mom has that problem. And apparently there's like this powdered sunscreen for your scalp. So I was really glad she told me about that. And I went and got some. So I was putting that on today, and I do think that helped. So that was a good find for any of you guys who have like a fair scalp or are in the sun for a lot of hours. That's a nice little tip. I never knew about that. So. Hello. Day 2 of our filming trip. I'm just about to join the girls. We found a spot to film for our first workout today. We got to the general vicinity of where I was thinking of filming around 10:30, but it's actually like 11:45 now because I didn't have the spot scouted out like totally exactly. So the first spot I was kind of thinking maybe we could shoot. It was just something I saw driving by when I was here, 6-7 weeks ago. It was going to be really difficult, and I'm tired from yesterday, and I'm like, let's try to pick a spot that's going to be a little more straightforward to film. So that's what we did. There was one other spot I had in mind where you'll see it in a second. It's a nice, flat, open space. The other difficult spot, while it was kind of cool, there was tons of like sagebrush and scratchy stuff everywhere and something blooming that was making me sneeze every 5 seconds. I have like a big welts on my legs right now just from getting scratched by those bushes. So I just was like, not up for that. Anyway, yeah, so we're just gonna set up. So we're getting a little bit of a late start because of that, but that's kind of the process. It's like so much time goes into even figuring out where to film before I can actually do that. But yeah, there's just really no other way around it, So sometimes when I see something, in my iPhone camera when I'm on vacation and I think it looks great, but then I don't realize because there's no person in it, then we try to frame it with the good camera with a person in it like me for a workout, and I'm like, tiny little person if I'm trying to get all of this scenery, and yeah, then you guys really wouldn't be able to see me at all just to follow form. So, you know, it's kind of a learning curve on that. I've got to work on learning to kind of spot that. Anyhow, so I'm about to meet up with them. All right, so yeah, here's the plateau that we're gonna film on. See how nice that is? It's just nice and flat, not a bunch of scratchy stuff. And then the one challenge is the sun is starting to be in the wrong path for us, but this is what we'll be filming behind us. And we're gonna try to make it work with the sun. So many variables. It was these guys. These were the demon bushes. There is so much pollen on them right now, and we were like traipsing through a bunch of this stuff super thick, and it was, I mean, like my black shirt was like, had yellow powder all over it, and I was just sneezing and sneezing and sneezing. Anyway, we just finished our second workout. I keep meaning to try to shoot some stuff while we're doing the filming, but like it's just too much, you know, there's just so much going on when we're actually filming. So I might try to do a time lapse sometime soon. But now we're gonna take a quick break and try to move on to our second workout. All right, we are gonna check out a second spot by a river and see if we like it. And then we have a whole list of, see my tabs, different workout options. I think I said before, you can't just do any workout in any spot. So we're gonna see down there. This is a pretty little river. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm gonna try setting up there. Good morning. Day 3. So I had a little realization of a mishap. At the end of the day yesterday, the camera that I used to take all of the nature footage for all the breaks during the workout, I usually only use it for this purpose. I don't use it for any other purpose, and pretty much the settings on it are generally always the same. And my personality, I don't necessarily notice certain things like that, like settings, just kind of naturally or think to check them. So here it was at like 5 o'clock at the end of the day yesterday, 2 days of like hardcore filming. The workout footage is fine because that's on another camera. But I'm at the end of the day, I'm like so tired. And I realized, like, you know, by that river spot, we ended up filming there, right? And it was like the sun was low. We're in this treed area. So it should technically, just from all the other times I've filmed in scenery like this, I'm thinking, you know, my camera, it shouldn't be so bright in here. Like, my camera should be having a harder time getting it to be light enough. But instead, it's almost like it's too bright, and I'm having to change things to make it darker. And I'm like, that's striking me as odd. And then right when I thought that, I looked, because it's right in front of me the whole time for 2 days on the monitor of the camera that I'm filming with. There's these various, numbers that tell me my various settings. And then I look at it, and I don't know how many of you guys have done some photography, but my ISO, which is one of the ways you make it brighter or darker, well, you always want it to be as low a number as possible for the best quality video. So for my camera, it should be at like 400, and every time you make a jump by like 100 even, it's gonna give you more light as say it gets to be evening, but the quality of the video will gradually degrade. Well, I look at the setting and it says 6,400. And I'm like, oh crap. And I'm kind of racking my brain too, because I can't remember, like, why would I have had it on such a high setting? When did I last film with it? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I remembered just last week my husband and son were in a band gig, and I went, and it was outside, and I filmed it. And then it became nighttime, and there was this cute picnic area with a bunch of like twinkle lights and oak trees. And I was like, oh, maybe we could do like a nighttime shoot, but it was really dark, right? It was like 10 o'clock at night. So I cranked up the ISO to that 6,000 just to get a feel for what it would look like. If we actually did a workout there, we'd need like some artificial lights and whatnot, but I was just trying to get a feel. So I cranked it up just to get those 2 little like 10-second shots, just so I could see what it would look like in my camera. I did that, I didn't change it back, didn't think to change it back. And then all because of that, this whole trip, all the nature B-roll footage I've been taking has been with that setting. And it's just, the videos would be really bad. Like once I try to like edit them and make them look all colorful and pretty like I like to do, it'd be awful. So I was really, really disappointed. Like, oh, how did I do that? I was just so immersed in like capturing this beautiful scenery that I just didn't see that little number on the screen. Oh my gosh. So anyway, what that means is that I'm still here. So as my husband said, well, at least your intuition helped you figure it out while you were still here, because it's like, yeah, I need to refilm it. Otherwise I won't have any good B-roll for any of these workouts, which just, I don't know, that would just really not work well. So I got up early this morning. The girls that work with me, they're still back at the Airbnb sleeping. And before we actually head out to have our regular filming day and head home, I was like, okay, let me go back and see if I can get the B-roll from, technically there's 3 out of 4 workouts that have this bad footage. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the 3rd one or not, we'll see, but I'm gonna at least get the 2 from our first day. So that's where I am right now. It's almost about 7:30. It's not super early, but it's so much work, it's really physically intensive, and I just like, all that work just totally wasted. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do right now, and I will see you guys soon. So let me show you what I mean here. Do you see on this camera? So I've been shooting like this. I have all these numbers across the top the whole time, and it was right here. That is on, you see that 6,400? So I've literally looked at that technically for 2 days without noticing it. Because I've been so focused on, all the scenery and just capturing the vision that I was just totally clueless about that. So we are about to fix that. The only nice thing about having to redo this is I actually do think the B-roll at this time of day will come out a little nicer. By the time I had done it on the first day, it was at a time when the sun was kind of getting pretty much over here, and once the sun starts coming into the camera lens, it starts being kind of hazy looking, so the sky should look a little bluer and things like that. So from that perspective, it'll be nicer, but man, my arm is getting tired from holding this rig. I got the B-roll for the 2 workouts from the first day, and now I'm headed to get the one from yesterday morning, and then I will be good and have everything. Alright, pulling up to last place that I read. Oh, there's somebody there. Okay, interesting. That was kind of cool. I ran into some rock climbers. They were getting ready to do some rock climbing. Anyway, I got the B-roll. We're all good. It's about 10:30. I'm gonna race back to the Airbnb, try to get ready, like, you know, hair, makeup, all of that, and then we may only film 1 workout today because we also have, you know, a 3.5-hour drive home. I've already been working for 3.5 hours this morning, and I'm not sure if it's going to be hot or not today, but that always makes things more tiring too. So overall, it's been a really, really good trip. I'm really happy with what we accomplished. I do think, well, I say that right now because I'm still running on adrenaline. I feel like I could do this again. Not like next week, but maybe in, you know, maybe in 6 weeks, I could possibly do this again and kind of batch record another set of workouts. But we'll see, because when I get home is probably when the real, you know how that is when you're kind of like running on adrenaline and there's just like this, you know, you just got to get something done, and so you kind of feel fine during that period, but then when you come home, your body lets you know like what your energy level really is. So I'll have to see how my recovery goes. I'm sure I'm going to be pretty wiped out for a few days at least, but yeah, we'll see.
It's like laying on the ground, like worming my way into the backpack.
Say hello, everybody. We are getting ready to shoot our final workout, I think. So we're at a lake. There's a lot of fisher people here, but I think we found a spot, if they didn't already steal it while we went to go get our gear. So we will see. How are you guys feeling?
Good. I have an energy drink.
Oh yes, they have energy drinks. Yes, and I have adrenaline, so we're good. This is where we're gonna shoot, guys. Isn't it beautiful? Gorgeous. And there is even an awesome picnic table, so we don't have to bend over so far, because I'm definitely starting to feel kind of old by the end of this 3rd day.